Stop feeling guilty about working too much. Just get organized, get scheduled, make decisions, set priorities, but stop being guilty. Stop feeling guilty about working too much and not being with your kids and not being with your wife and not going on vacations and being pulled away from things. It's such a crazy waste of time. You deserve to have that feeling of fulfillment where you're working on the projects that make you feel good. You're creating magic moments with your family. You're taking care of your body. You feel spiritually connected. You have space to feel alive. You have that time to read the book, to sit in the garden. Creating little micro moments requires, of rewards in each area of your life, the places that matter. It really comes down, first of all, if you want to feel fulfilled, and I've interviewed now, at this point, hundreds and hundreds of people who say they feel guilty because they're pulled in too many directions. Here's what I find out, that what would it take to not feel guilty? And I find out, well, if you spent a half hour today playing with your kids in the yard. Now, if you did that in the middle of the day, especially with the stay-at-home order, a half hour, maybe 45 minutes, even as little as 20 minutes of total presence, not thinking about work, not looking at your cell phone, not being, in the mindset of I'm supposed to be over there, but I'm over here, but being totally prepared and totally committed to being with your kids, you'd no longer feel guilty about not spending time with your kids. What I've found is if you did it at least 3 or 4 times a week, half hour to an hour each day, to just be totally present and play, you find out that you're healthier, you feel more successful, marriages get better, bonds and connections with parents and their kids get stronger. It's just about making a decision to establish what you want your week to look like, what you want those moments to look like, and how you'd like them to unfold by planning ahead, by thinking in advance. But even if you don't do that, if you simply make an excuse to get out there and have time with your kids, even if you do it for 15 to 20 minutes, walk around the block, go for the bike ride, play catch with the ball, you're going to have an amazing change in the way you feel. So stop feeling guilty. Guilty is a waste of energy. If you're feeling pulled, guilty, overwhelmed, like you're not giving what you want to give to different areas of your life, you're guilty because you're not working out. And you're working out, so you're feeling guilty because you're not working. You want to go on a vacation, but you're sticking your head in your cell phone and you're constantly looking at, sticking your head in your computer. But you're not present for your wife. You're not present for your kids. Well, here's the secret. All you have to do is find a little window of time where you anticipate, you look ahead for your week, you imagine what you want your week to look like and what that will feel like. And you even if you just write it down, just a white piece of paper with a pen, what would I love my week to look like? What would I love my day to look like? I call that the ideal day and the ideal week process. What would I love my year to look like? And I break it down into little pieces and I say, okay, what would I like my week to look like? Well, I'd like to have feeling of presence and connection with my kids. I want to be creating magic moments. So here's where I'm going to do that during the week. And I block that time out. And I'd like to have meals with my family. So we're going to have lunch together. And some days we'll have breakfast together. These are the days. These are the times. And this is how long it's going to be. And I anticipate that. And I look forward to that. And then I unplug myself from the other areas of life during that time. And I plug myself in 100% to being present with my kids. So stop feeling guilty. Just do something about it. Look ahead and imagine the places, the little glitches and little, the little tiny moments and the little distractions, and say, okay, instead of having these little broken glitches and these little feelings where I'm being pulled in too many directions and the place where I'm distracted, where things aren't clicking, what would I like that to look like? And then plan it and get your calendar out and use that as an amazing tool, because I can tell you 15, 20 minutes with your body of total presence, working out, you're going to feel totally fulfilled. You won't feel guilty about that anymore. I promise you. You work out 15, 20 minutes a day, you will not feel guilty about that. You won't feel guilty that you're not taking care of yourself. 15, 20 minutes a day of healthy meals where you consciously become totally present into what you eat and you track it. You won't feel guilty about what you eat anymore. And the thing is, it's not about that you don't need some big fancy meal plan. It's because 9 times out of 10, most people aren't conscious what they're eating, how they're eating, when they're eating. They do this, this environment in our world is like, I walked by food, I drove by food, and I just decided to get some because I thought it would feel good. But if you're totally present thinking, what's this decision that I'm making? Anticipating when I have meals, these are the triggers where I eat. How am I going to be present, fully conscious and present of what I'm putting in my body? You won't feel guilty about it anymore. You just do it. And then if you look at your relationships, How can I be prepared and present to provide service and be present, have quality time, and have those moments of magic where I provide acts of service or words of affirmation? What would that look like for my spouse? For me, it's what does that look like for my wife? So I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I'm going to have, if you're present for 20 minutes every day or half an hour every day, completely present for your wife or for your spouse, for that matter, for your husband, and you look him or her in the eye and say, listen, how was your day? What's going right? What's going on? You just listen. Imagine 20 minutes like that every day. It doesn't sound like much. Now, by the way, I want more than that. I want to have, an hour or 2 or 3 sometimes during the day or more. Can't do that every day. I don't choose that every day. But when I do choose that, my wife chooses that, you don't feel guilty anymore. You'd be amazed, little tweaks. Being guilty is a choice not to do something about it. So just do something about it. I hope that this helps, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm just here to help. What's essential? To not feel guilty anymore? To be able to apply yourself to what you want to create? To be able to bring your 5 forces to bear on building a business and building a life that you love? Just bring your presence. Plan ahead. Look at your week. Look at your month. Say, what would I like to show up? Come up with your best guess and go live it. And you'll be amazed. 20 minutes to half hour with your kids of just playing. Even 3 to 4 hours a week of just playing. And a few hours a week, half hour a day, 20 minutes a day of total presence for the people and the experiences that you want to have in your life. 10 to 15 minutes of meditation or sitting still every day, where you just end up with some space. You'll start to look forward to your life in a different way. So my gift to you, I forget this stuff sometimes too, but I will tell you, it's all hidden inside the One Focus Power System, which is part of the Minimalist CEO method. But it's not all about business, because you know what? Business takes care of you, you take care of your business. So let's pull that oxygen mask down together, and I look forward to seeing you in the next training, the next video. Be back soon.